All right, I think it's going, but here we go. Don't have anybody online yet, I don't think.
Dutch
Looks like there
tulip.
might be a few people.
Yeah.
Greetings from the Netherlands, Dutch tulip. Hey there, my friend. That's quite a long way. Someplace I've always kind of wanted to go visit. Ever since I saw Lord of the Rings, actually. Willful today. Greetings. Young blood. Old school live stream presence there. Got a few people coming in.
Yeah,
Brooklyn Masters.
you just gotta give it a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I see them. Mullen M. Haley Bishop. Rad Love. Hello there, my friends. Wow, woke up at 3:30 a.m. You must be way over there. Denmark. It's quite a while. Quite a trip there if I wanted to go visit you. Let's see here. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see what I've got going on. Son of Anarchy, Space Dude, Day Late, Dollar Short, Famine 52, my clever subscriber, Cadillac DeVille, Pardis. Very nice to see you all here. Thanks for joining us tonight. With me, as you all well know, as always, pretty much, I have the wonderfully talented Nyx of Penny Dreadful Moment on YouTube.
Hey,
I think
everybody.
you guys are probably all subscribed to her by now, as it is, but if you're not, you know what to do. All right. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This stream was all Nyx's idea. And she brought it up to me the other day. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. Why not? Let's do it. So, I really don't have anything planned, but I was hoping that the viewers could help us out with that. ASMR videos, that's something that I've been kicking around in my head a little bit. I'm going to be, some of you might know, I'm working on kind of guided meditation concept where I'll be taking you on a very surreal and serene journey into a place of my own creation. And I think it's going to be really fun for both of us, as long as you don't get too deeply into the spell I plan on putting over you. Could get a little scary. And on that note, I intend on moving beyond just the serene experience and into more suspense-driven and possibly even horror-based guided meditation, if it could be called such a thing. And I'm not going to talk too much about that because I don't want anybody to steal my idea just yet. But just a little sneak peek for the people that are watching. Let's see. Chaos Theory Productions. Greetings. Mending Wall. My witchy friend. Greetings there. All right. So I'd like to draw something today, and I kind of need some suggestions from the peanut gallery. Or, well, I'll give the first choice to you, Nyx. Do you have any ideas?
Oh my God, no.
Okay.
No, let them choose. They haven't heard from you in forever. I mean,
Yes, that's right, isn't
this is
it?
their chance to, like, really connect again. So,
You know, there you go, being a great co-host as usual, just keeping me on track, keeping me honest.
yeah.
You guys are in luck tonight. You know, you have the great and elegant voice of Nick's to chime in whenever I'm too busy drawing to keep an eye on the chat. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. GTO Groves, Texas Outlaw. Did you change your name? I don't remember your name being that way. It doesn't go with the picture in my mind.
It is
Greetings
different,
anyway.
isn't it?
Yeah, I remember him being called something else.
I remember the photo, but I don't remember like the tag being that long.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Hmm.
What was your previous name? Texas Outlaw. Not that there's anything wrong with that one. I just want to rectify this in my mind before we go on. Would you look at that?
Oh my goodness. Is that your first
Medusa
one?
production. Yes, it is.
Oh my God. Congratulations.
Medusa Productions. Thank you so very much for the wonderful gift that you've just given us. And I say us because Nyx is getting half of that.
Oh no, don't.
She is just as deserving of that wonderful gift as I am. So thank you so much. You've just gifted us, and we very much appreciate that. And I will by no means be trying to solicit super chat donations from anyone, but you know, I would never look down upon such a thing. That's a very generous and kind thing for you to do, and you will see the benefits of that. Okay, yeah, I definitely remember George being associated with that photo. So thank you very much for clearing that up, my friend. Space Dude, our content here is totally free of charge. And anything that anyone can do, just your very presence here is gift enough for us. But you know, just keep an open mind when it comes to these types of things, because I know a lot of people have some stipulations in their head about these super chat things. I enabled it and I allowed it, and I didn't really expect anything coming from that, but my mind is kind of blown right now that we did get a donation on the first time we did that. So Medusa Productions, thank you very much again. I very much appreciate it. I'm not going to beat you like a dead horse with it though, because I don't think that's what you want. And I don't think that's why you did it. So there's that. Phantom Knight 24. Greetings, my friend. Man, I'm so glad that you guys all came in here in such late notice. I just made the announcement yesterday, and I appreciate you guys showing up. Axeman Cartoons, my good friend.
I know, right? He always has the best comments.
All right.
I was gonna wait until you actually got to that. It's so cool.
I might have to enter the dreams of everyone here and kill them in the middle of the night because they just heard me laugh out loud. And I don't think that that's acceptable for you guys to survive. Lance's creepy reading. Greetings, my friend. It's good working with you a couple weeks back, by the way. Axeman Cartoons always comes through with those zingers. Thank you, Chaos Theory. That's what I like to hear. He says he heard nothing. Roseanne, thank you for coming. Greetings. All right. So we got about 30 people. What am I going to draw tonight? That is the question. We could get started and start talking about whatever the evening brings into our collective sphere of mental acrobatics is what we're going to be doing tonight, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we've got Wendigo, Skinwalker. I saw a zombie earlier, and you got a question of how old are you?
How old am I? I'm just over 30 years old. By a couple of years. I won't say exactly how many. Spike Spiegel, one of my favorite characters, Son of Anarchy. I don't know how you might have known that, but you definitely. Wow, another donation. Phantom Knight 24, thank you so very much. I don't know if you were here when we spoke about it. I'm not going to belabor the point, but I want to recognize you for your wonderful donation. And like I said earlier, whatever donations come from these live streams are going to be split between myself and my wonderful co-host. So just so you know, you're supporting not one, but two different creators right now with your donation. So thank you. Let's see. I don't want to draw something that I've drawn before. And
we got an alien.
I did draw, well, alien. That's an interesting one. We'll consider that one. Wendigo. That's something I haven't drawn. Skinwalker.
Mothman.
Mothman. Wow, you guys are coming up with some really good ideas. Greetings, Cody Watson, and anyone else that has slipped in through the cracks if I haven't noticed. Angel of War. This person who starts with a B and ends with an X. Hello there. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm formerly a linguist. And it's part of what I did in the military. And even I can't pronounce that. And I don't want to right now.
Okay, wait a minute. I got to go back and see this.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Hey there, Snips. Mothman. I kind of have mixed feelings about the Mothman story. Someone asked me that. Who was that? Lance's creepy reading. Because I did do some research on it a while back, but I'm only vaguely familiar with it right now because of the simple fact that I had no use for the information between now and then. I recall it seems like it might be a myth, like an urban legend type of thing. But I definitely would have to read up on it a little bit more to comment on it at this point. Let's see.
We got a couple for Thunderbird.
Thunderbird. I just recently heard about that. That's something I never knew about.
Really?
Yeah. I've never heard of it until actually Dark Waters did a video on it the other day. And the only Thunderbird I've been aware of throughout my life is the car, which is an awesome looking car. And I mean, if you type Thunderbird into a Google search,
you get the car. Yeah.
Car. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna try looking up a few images while we talk. If you could help me out following the chat, I'm gonna look up some images to see what a Wendigo is supposed to look like on average. What I do sometimes when I'm trying to visualize and create a character, I kind of look up what people expect it to look like. Take in, a series of maybe 100 or so images and kind of use that as inspiration, like not the average of those images, but one, and factor that into the equation in my mind that will produce a full character design.
Well, with the Wendigo, what was that game that just came out? Well, I guess it came out, a year ago?
Yeah.
What was it? What was it named? The one that had all the actors in it.
Yeah. It was. I watched a Let's Play of that.
I played it, and I can't remember what it's called now.
Oh wow, we got another donation. My goodness, you guys are going nuts here. Mending Wall. My witchy friend. She's actually taught me quite a bit. Until Dawn, that's it. That's right.
All right, but anyway, what I was going to say was Until Dawn had the skeletal type alien looking type thingy or whatever. But when
Yes,
I
yes.
first heard about a Wendigo, I guess it was more of a lore instead of somebody's interpretation of the lore. And it
Hmm.
basically was the person, like the loved one or the friend of whoever the Wendigo was trying to come after, but it actually looked
Right.
like the person. It didn't look like some kind of skeletal, I'm going to get you type thing.
I kind of
So,
prefer the more creature beast-like design of a
yeah.
Wendigo. But to address this donation from Mending Wall real quick, she happens to be someone that has taught me quite a bit about the real life witching community. It's something it's always fascinated me, and I just want to publicly thank her. I've thanked her in private, but she's called herself to attention with this lovely super chat donation. So thank you so much, Mending Wall, from both of us. We appreciate your kindness and your generosity. Let me see. I'm trying to see if anybody. Okay. How about I call you BX instead of saying that mouthful of a name, my friend? I'd appreciate if you would grant me that courtesy. Look at that. Everybody was chiming in saying until dawn.
Yeah.
I definitely missed that. Let's see here.
Oh, this is Radlove's first time to a stream.
Is it now? Well, we're very pleased to have you, Radlove. Thank you for spending some time with us. And I promise in a few minutes I'm going to start drawing. I mean, I don't know if that's what you came for, if you probably didn't even know that that's what we do here, but you know, yes, I think I watched the Let's Play actually with Dashi XP on for Until Dawn, and it was hilarious, as are most of his videos. So it was kind of it does take you a little bit out of the horror suspense of it, but I found it interesting to see it in that light, where he's constantly making fun of the situations and stuff. It was pretty fun watching. Maritza, New York. Greetings, my friend. Carrie, temporary. Good to have you here. And BX, I'm glad that you're okay with that. All right, let's see here. Shadow People, Hat Man. Those are good ideas, but I'm afraid that's a little bit too easy. Not enough detail, not enough complexity there. I think I'm going to go with Wendigo. Let me look up some Skinwalker imagery real quick. And nah, I'm not going to do that.
Son of Anarchy. Son of Anarchy wants to know if you've seen Logan yet.
I have, and it is, in my opinion, the best comic book based movie of all time for about 150 different reasons. Let's see. Maybe we'll get into talking about that a little bit later, but I'm afraid that there's going to be people who haven't seen it, and I can't really talk about it
Yeah.
to the
It is
extent
a bit
that I'd
new.
like to. Yeah, it's pretty recent. Maybe on the next stream. All right, I kind of like the idea, the sort of animal head or hybrid animal human Wendigo style of design. So I think we'll go with that. All right. So who is ready to start drawing? I know I am. I don't have any Wendigo. I don't have any Wendigo stories in my repertoire at this point.
Really?
No, I've never heard one. That's that's been sent to me as an apparently true story.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you do mostly the true stuff. I don't think you're supposed to live after you meet one. That might be
Oh,
it.
that might be why. That's probably a really good reason.
Oh, Little Snip's awesome. Did you like Doctor Strange?
Doctor
I
Strange is
loved it.
actually my favorite Marvel character, or one of them.
Really?
Yeah, I can't think of anybody I like more than Doctor Strange. You said you loved it?
I love the movie. Now, I've never read any of the comics,
Hmm.
but oh my God, it was just the seriousness of, and the arrogance of Strange, and then of course the situation that he's now in, and just seeing all of that just happen. It was awesome. I loved it. It was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. It was, and Benedict Cumberbatch is one of my favorite actors, so that definitely put a huge, uh, they gave it a couple of extra points and gave it a little boost in my
Yeah.
mind. I loved him as Sherlock and pretty much anything else he does.
Oh, I love Sherlock. Is it over? I've heard that it's over now.
Uh, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to see the
Oh,
newest the newest
okay.
season.
All right, never mind then, because not gonna. No, I'm not gonna spoil that one for you.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. All right. So let's see. What are we gonna do here? Okay. Wendigo, typically seen in the woods somewhere, lurking around. Holy crap! Black Mirror is amazing.
Did
I've
it
only
get better?
I've only seen about 5 episodes of it, but the latest season is completely. Let's just say, like after the third episode of the latest season,
Yeah.
I had to take a break from life for like 2 weeks.
Oh wow,
It
really?
was extremely disturbing. So yeah, and the first episode of that season, of the current season, is also really crazy. But that third episode really hurt.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't even like recommend that anyone watch it because it's so disturbing. All right, let me get that out of my head.
Oh, a lot of people are saying it's awesome. I think I watched the first season. I think I got through it,
Mhm.
and I don't know. My opinion of it just wasn't really great. It just seemed
Okay.
like, I mean,
Did you
it
watch like
just.
the first episode of the first season?
I watched quite a few. I think I got through the full first season,
Okay,
and
yes, that's right. You just said that.
yeah,
My
and
bad.
and by the end of it, I was just like, I understand the concept. I understand that they are holding a mirror, like literally up to society, and this is what we are, and this is what we
Yeah,
can become.
yeah,
But in my way of thinking, I'm like, you do have a choice. You cannot do this. And then for me, the whole show was just, I don't know, it was like you said earlier, beating a dead horse with a stick. I was like, you people are stupid. Just choose to do better.
yeah.
So,
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that in the newest season.
is it?
I can say that because I haven't seen the first season. I've seen a couple of scattered episodes
Hmm.
throughout all the seasons, but I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen any of them from season one.
Mm. Well, maybe I'll
Vampli-
try the second season then.
yeah. Well, I'd say start with the. Well, yeah, start with the first, the most recent season. I mean, that's my recommendation.
Cool.
Start with that because that one's it's a totally, none of the episodes are related. They're all, and there's a whole different cast, and
Yeah.
they're all, it's kind of mostly produced in by an American cast and crew, I guess, in the newest season,
Oh,
whereas
really?
the previous ones were British.
Hmm.
Okay, Vamp Lugosi and Leah Love. Thanks for coming by and welcome. Looking for anyone else that might have. Interstellar was also amazing. Horror Night, greetings, friend. I heard Kong was not that great, but
No.
I don't judge until I've seen the movie because I've been steered wrong before. My favorite Marvel villain. Hmm. You know, I don't know. I don't really care that much about Marvel villains in general. Most of them are not very inspiring. I mean, unless you count Venom, I guess. Venom is pretty good. Yeah, it's interesting. Springtrap. Greetings, my friend. Chris and what is that? Tommy Cross. Greetings, whatever your name is. All right. I'm racking my brain here, and for some reason, it's hard for me to. You know what? Magneto. Thank you, Angel of War.
There you
Magneto
go.
is a great example. The dynamic between Magneto and
Xavier.
Charles Xavier, the
Yeah.
friendship and the respect between those two, that is legendary. And it's actually very, Martin Luther King slash Malcolm X type of situation, if you will. They've been compared to that actual, those two political figures from history have been compared to, Magneto and Professor X, having a similar goal in mind, but going about it in drastically different ways in some ways, so
When did the
that's
X-Men come out?
definitely good. That's,
Because
I think that the original X-Men had to be in the 70s at least.
I was wondering if they did actually fall within that timeline, because I know Stanley was really, he's really good about, kind of mirroring, everyday life in his
Yeah,
comics. That's what made them so good.
right. Social issues and
Yeah.
things that people could relate to. Sid, greetings, my friend. Things that people could relate to and, you know, draw parallels and connect the dots between their own lives and their own experience. Like the reason why Peter Parker's Spider-Man was so popular being because he was a regular teenager who had problems and he had all these normal life issues that everybody else has. And how does that feel for any random regular person to get superpowers and become a superhero? Very interesting. The X-Men being basically treated as outsiders and others, just like people in America that were suffering from racism. That's what I love about those old school Stan Lee comics. No matter how goofy and wacky and zany they were, he had he did have a kind of message.
Yeah, there was a real truth to him.
Yeah. Greetings, Ari. All right. It's time for me to start drawing. I've been messing around too much.
Yeah, you said that for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yep. I have an idea. So I'm going to do the sketch. It's going to be really rough. And then at some point, it's going to start taking shape. Trust me. I have a really, I wouldn't call myself classically trained by any sense of the word. So I have a kind of unorthodox way of doing things, operating.
It
And it's
doesn't matter
very,
how you get there.
yep, it's the result, it's the product that matters.
Let's see. Have you seen Rogue One yet?
I have, and I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah. You sounds like you might have a difference of opinion there.
No. The movie itself was good. The story in itself was good. I just kind of have a problem with Star Wars world in general, but that's coming from a Trekkie, so take it as it is.
Oh, that's right. That is right. You would say something like that, wouldn't
Oh,
you?
come on. No, I give it its props. It's a good story. The characters was great. Cinematic movie, great, awesome. I just I like to think that if we've as a human race have accomplished that type of, intergalactic travel and there's aliens and we know this and all this other good stuff, that we can kind of come out of ourselves a bit and not be so petty, you know? And it seems like just having an intergalactic war is kind of petty. And I
I
just want more.
certainly hope so. I certainly hope that that is the case if that ever happens.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to. I wanted to put a little more detail on this thing, so I'm gonna do it vertical. This is going to be completely unusual for my style, but we're going to make it work. I saw a few people that I haven't seen in here. Hello from New Mexico, Chibot or Chibot. Greetings, my friend. It's pretty
I
early
love
up there, isn't it?
I love New Mexico.
Never been.
Really?
Xeno Hunter. Greetings, friend. Yeah, I've never been there. How is it? It's probably pretty hot,
Um
right?
Actually, I don't know. I went in, what was it? I think it was June. Yeah, it was June. I was only there for a week and I was in Roswell, so it's not like I was like real deep in the desert.
Hmm.
But it was really pretty. Oh, it was so beautiful. And I don't know, the heat was different. I mean, I've been to Florida, sort of. I know what that heat's like. I know what the heat like is like in Oklahoma. And in Roswell, it was hot, yeah, of course, but it
Hmm.
wasn't like walk out your door and start sweating. So it was actually kind of nice.
Oh, well, yeah, that's Florida sometimes with the
Yeah.
humidity.
Hmm.
Walk out the door, and you know,
You're just drenched. Yeah,
yeah.
same here.
I'm in my studio in my home right now, and I'm almost starting to sweat a little bit.
Really?
It's just this. I've never been able to wrap my head around this Florida heat. I just hate it. I hated it when I was a little boy, and I hate it now.
Well, you live pretty far into Florida, right? I was in Panama City
Oh,
Beach.
I'm almost
And
at the bottom.
yeah, well, you need to move up a bit. Yeah, get out of the Everglades.
Well, maybe I'm not that. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm like I'm on the East Coast. Definitely more south than central, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, so let's see here. Still trying to work out the anatomy of this thing in my head. How much and no, this is not a ball sack down here.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, of course.
Although now that you've drawn attention to it,
Yeah, let me just no, there's really nothing I can do with that that's going to make this better, so screw it.
let's see. CO2 asks where do you live, but I think Florida is pretty general and you want
Yeah,
to leave it there, don't you?
that's basically that's the gist of it. South Florida. There we go. No more ambiguous looking possible phallic objects. All right. See, some with certain types of
Ah, chaos
projects,
theory, really.
Skinwalker Pecker sounds like the name of a horror movie.
Yeah, that'd be pretty scary. Are you using Illustrator or Photoshop? Radlove wants to know.
This is Photoshop. Something not it's not detailed enough. There's something that's not intriguing enough with the pose here. Sometimes I put in work on something and I'm really into it and everything, and all of a sudden I realize that I need to just destroy everything and start over. And I have this weird itching feeling that this is going to be one of those times. Okay, what the heck was that? See, this is a little too simple. This is just like a guy standing here. It's what happens when I don't have an idea pop into my head and then go sit down and draw it. It's starting to look more like a minotaur or something.
Vamp said Venom. I think I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, Venom is a very good character, and especially the fact that the way in the comics now the Venom symbiote it's not just Venom anymore. It's kind of been passed around to a couple of different people, and it's got different little story arcs about it, and we're starting to, we're finding out a little bit more about the origins of it and what have you. It's pretty cool. And by the way, most of my some of you might have seen on Twitter a while back, I did a piece of fan art for a channel called Comic Storian. One of my favorites. He basically does dramatic reenactments. Him and Comics Explained, they do dramatic reenactments of comic books, and they basically summarize it so that you know the story. And as much as I hate to admit it, because I don't have time to sit down and read comics anymore, that's where I get a lot of my comic book knowledge. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm just sitting around reading comments and instead of when I should be making YouTube videos, because that's definitely not happening. All right, this is not intriguing enough to me. There's something that's got to be different. Something's got to be added. Something. Hold on a second. I kind of want to draw a close-up of the face of a Wendigo as it's kind of screaming at you.
Ooh. That's definitely something I do not want to see.
Well, strap in, because you might be about to see that.
You've got a couple of comments liking that too, like a Del Toro illustration. That's pretty cool.
Oh, well, that's high praise.
Yeah, it is, because that guy is amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, my friend. That's very nice. Fear the Great White. Greetings, friend. Huckabuck, old school follower right there. I remember a lot of the names that I see, that I've been seeing, for the past year and a half since I started this channel. It's very inspiring to see you guys still being around. All right, so we want to do a profile, or do we want to do... Let's see.
Let's see. Are you more of a Marvel or a DC fan?
I'm definitely more of DC. I've
Really?
read more DC comics, and I'm definitely more Green Lantern is, my favorite comic book character, period. And that's definitely where my loyalties lie. I love Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. It's kind of how I roll.
Horror Knight asked that question, and he's like, "What, Marvel for me?" I mean, come on, to each his own. I'm more Swamp Thing, so what can I say?
Swamp Thing is very interesting to me. He never was really as a kid, but lately I like what they do, like how they connecting him to the green and all that explanation and stuff. I think that's very interesting. All right, let me see here.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I actually didn't fall into Marvel or DC. When I was in the comic book store, I found EC. And probably, most people don't even realize, but it's Entertaining Comics. And they're the ones that started off with Tales from the Crypt, The Haunt of Fear, and all of those. and they
Oh.
did a lot of sci-fi stuff and, gumshoe type mystery things. I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
That's where I fell in. So,
Interesting. All right. Let's see here.
yeah, but my first love was always just straight up horror stuff. Like anything that was like murderous and bloody was where I was at. So,
Mhm. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. You turned out okay, huh?
oh yeah, sure. Ask anyone.
Okay. All right. I wonder if this image makes any sense to anyone but me right now. Okay, so there's going to be that. This is definitely a first for me as far as the type of details I'm planning to put into this. So you guys are going to be learning the extent of my capabilities at the very same
Godzilla.
time that I am.
Yeah, it does. I can see kaiju. I could definitely could. Yep.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm.
Well, happy birthday, Saw.
Wait, whose birthday is it?
Saw W.
Saw W.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, my friend. I hope that you live to see many more. Wonder how old they are.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be fun.
Batman versus Iron Man. I don't know if I'd want to see that.
It wouldn't be as exciting as you'd think. I mean, obviously Batman would destroy him. If Batman has a contingency plan to defeat pretty much any member of the Justice League or just about anyone else in the universe, pretty sure he can handle Iron Man. Although, I mean, I like Iron Man, but this is Batman we're talking about.
I'm not exactly sure if I like Iron Man or if I just like Tony Stark.
I think you might just like Robert Downey Jr. because
That
everybody
could
likes
be
him.
it.
Yeah, I definitely like Robert Downey Jr. more than I like Iron Man or Tony Stark.
He just seems to fit. It seems like
Yeah,
he was born for that role. Like
it
that
was,
really is
it's
him.
perfect. Yeah, it's just him with a fancy goatee that he
Yeah,
normally
there you
would.
go.
That's what's happening there. All right. Hmm.
Cap
All
or
right.
Iron Man? Didn't we just see that?
Yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
Unknown user, greetings, friend. What is your question?
Unknown. Yeah. I didn't see it. I'm sorry if I missed it.
No, he just said, or she,
Oh.
someone, whatever that person is, just said, "Can I ask a question?"
Lance's
Samurai
creepy
Jack.
reading. They wanted to know if you've ever played with a Ouija board.
That's a two-part answer. The first part is hell. The second part is no.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple of people who've had bad experiences with that, and no, I would not do that.
Oh,
starting
unknown
to think,
user. Can you do more Matrix or scary demon encounters?
I've got several more Glitch in the Matrix stories, some of them more interesting than others. And as those come out, or as they get developed, and as I write them and make them, render them suitable for use on this channel, you will be seeing them coming out. But I have to say, it's going to be a couple of weeks before I get out another upload. This is kind of a bonus stream uh, that I wasn't planning on, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of love since I was able to get a video out today, and I know that I'm not going to for a little while. Hopefully, you know, 2 or 3 weeks from now, I'll be able to make another regular upload, but that's probably not going to be. It'll probably be a dog man situation over there because I like to alternate. I don't like to do too many of the same types of videos at once, or consecutively rather. All right. I'm trying to make sure I leave enough room for this thing to look like a disgusting abomination, but still look kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want it to look
Favorite
good.
music band?
I don't know. That's a music band. I like Odessa, if that's rings any bells for anybody. I like Major Lazer. I like a lot of old school rappers, typically Most Def, MF Doom, Talib Kweli. Band, or that's it's really hard. It's really hard for me to commit to things like that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like there's maybe three or
Mhm.
four bands that I actually just I love, and the rest is just if you have a good song, I'll listen to it. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm kind of the same way. What would yours be if you had to name?
oh goodness, um, I like him, Green Day. Um, I was a Guns N' Roses fan until that last fiasco.
What was that?
Um, oh, what was that stupid album that he came out with that apparently they'd been working on for like 20 years or whatever? What was it? Democracy. That's what it was. That sucks so
Huh.
bad. I was
Oh,
just like, you
really?
know what? You guys are just pretty much over anyway. I'll just stick with the old stuff and we'll be good.
I
Yeah,
like
Nirvana.
all the Guns N' Roses songs that were in Guitar Hero
Yeah.
because those were the first times
Well,
I ever heard of them.
they had a lot of crap
Oddly
from
enough.
Chinese Democracy on there when it first came out.
Oh
And
yeah,
honestly, I haven't played Rock Band in forever.
yeah. I'm talking about like the like circa 2008, like the first three Guitar Hero games.
Oh yeah.
That's all I know.
Let's see. Some 41. I know like a couple of songs from them. I never actually like really listened to them. Great White. Hell yeah. 9 Inch Nails. Oh my
Hmm.
god. I never
Have you
listened to
guys
a
heard?
lot of Pantera. Hmm. Iron
This is all
Maiden,
the
yeah. I
metal
love it.
stuff. I'm not too much of a metal fan
You know,
myself.
honestly, neither am I, but I love the atmosphere. Like, I will go to a metal concert, like, a drop of a hat. If there's something showing, yeah, I'd love to go. And it's just the atmosphere. I
Mhm.
love just the power that's in the audience. Just, I don't know. It feels good.
Yeah. Well, I bet I've never been to a concert of any kind myself.
What?
I'm sure that's something else.
Wait. Okay, no. Back that up. You've never been to a concert of any kind?
No, I haven't. Is that
Why
weird?
not? Yeah, it's actually kind of weird. Just tell you the truth. Yeah, that's weird.
Huh.
um,
I actually didn't even notice until just now.
oh my god. I think the last concert I went to was when let's see. Oh my god, I'm spacing on the freaking name. They did Crash Love. Let's see, that was the name of the album. What am I thinking? Davey Havoc. What is his freaking band name?
Uh, you're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, I know, but I was thinking maybe somebody in chat was like, "Hey, it's this idiot." But oh my god, I love them so much, and I cannot remember that. Forget it. Whatever. Um, but yeah, that is kind of weird that you've never been to a concert. Well, why not AFI? Thank you, Jesus, and Black Audio also. Yeah. But yeah, how come you've never been to a concert? I mean, you're in
I don't
Florida.
know. I've never thought about going to one, really. Not that I can recall.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you go to conventions when you can. So
Yeah, I've been to several of those.
which I'd love to do. I've never been to a convention.
Yeah, it's fun if you don't mind. You know, if you're a nerd, then it's fun. If you're not, then you should stay away because you'll probably get pissed off.
No, I'd love to go. I think it'd just be so awesome. It's like
Hmm.
we actually have a few conventions that are held here. I think Tulsa has their own little thing. It's like some kind of anime in Tulsa or something like that.
Hmm.
But anyway, they hold it over in our convention center. And it's actually pretty big for, you know, our little town or whatever. But I've just never went, and I don't know why.
I recommend it, and probably more fervently than you recommend going to a concert, but maybe not, judging by how surprised you are that I've never been to one.
Well, it's just okay. Maybe I took that a little out of context. The first time I ever went to a concert, I was probably 27. So I guess
Mhm.
it's really not that weird.
Yeah, so it's not
But
too late.
yeah, it's not too late.
Yeah. Hmm. Kind of afraid that I'll love it and then I'll just be yearning to go to concerts all the time.
Well,
I can't imagine there's too many places to get the sensations that you get from a concert, you know, other than
I
concerts.
wouldn't think so.
All right, somebody had a question for me and I'm going to find it. I like Dogman stories. Have a story for you if interested. Unknown user. If you go into the description box of any one of my videos, you'll see my email address. You can email me any stories that you wanted to share, but I'll give you this one disclaimer. I don't do stories written by other people. I basically will take the experiences that people have that they want to share with me, and then I take the information almost like in an interview style and write it into a script for myself in the style of my videos. So if what you're talking about is a fictional account that you want to share, I'm happy to look at it, but unfortunately, I won't be reading that on my channel. So I hope that answers your question. But my email for anybody who has any genuine paranormal experiences or glitches in the matrix and things like that, my email is mr.xdreams54@gmail.com. That's how you can get through to me and let me know what your story is all about. And you know, if it's sufficiently if it works for what I need it for and can fit into the format of one of the stories on my channel, then you might get your own video or you might be featured your story might be featured in a video. So there's that. Space Dude wants to know how I do my videos. That's a good question. I use a couple of different programs. I use Audacity for the audio portion. I have a Blue Yeti microphone, as many of you know. I record, I edit in Audacity. I do my artwork. Every piece of artwork you see on my channel anywhere is drawn by me. I do that in Photoshop. And then I put that all together in a program called Hit Film Studio, which is actually, there's a free version of it. Several years ago, I purchased the paid version of it, and that's what I use to do the compositing and put all the stuff together. And that's how I make the special effects and everything that show up in my videos. And that's most of what there is to it. I also make my sound effects. I have a little microphone that I carry around outside when I'm at work or when I'm just walking around. I pick up all kinds of interesting sounds. Like I leave it outside my house sometimes to get the sounds of insects noise at night and the sound of, I sat under an underpass highway for 30 minutes once recording the sound of cars driving by on a highway, which was fun. I looked weird while I was doing it, but it was fun. And yeah, if you hear like a growl or something, that's actually my voice, where I'll make a growling noise and then slow it down and add different little effects to make it sound less human. And I am particularly proud of those when I do that. That's one of my favorite things. I love that because I'm like to think that I'm kind of good at it. Goes back to that whole beast within wolf spirit animal that I've spoken about so many times. Man, this is pretty fun to do. I've never done. This started as a sketch, but I'm kind of like the way it looks.
That's really cool.
Thanks.
Mending Wall wants to know what you do for work.
That is one of my most closely guarded secrets. Only a select few individuals are aware of that, Mending Wall. I'm afraid, even with your wonderful, generous donation, you do not have the clearance required to understand, to know that information. And certainly not prepared to release that publicly. But I will point you in the direction of something that, if you're willing to put in a little bit more work and do a little bit of research, there's a video on my channel about a stalker. And if you watch that video, you will get your first clue as to what my profession may be. And the rest of that could very well be deciphered in some ways by reading the comments section of that video. You'll have to do a little bit of digging, but I'm confident that you can find it. And here's a little teaser. There's a person that I call my clever subscriber, and he's in the chat right now. And he's one of 2 or 3 people who actually were able to solve the riddle and figure out my profession in by following some of the clues that I've laid out. So people like him have done a lot of the work for a lot of other people who are curious about what my profession is. And they did a lot of the legwork has been done already for the most part. You just have to follow those breadcrumbs. I love these comments. Raven's Revenge.
I know.
Greetings, my friend. Yeah, I don't wanna come straight out and say it right now, but like what I do for a living, but I do have faith that the people that listen to me can figure it out to a certain extent.
And the race is on. Jeez. Every time we get the whole "what do you do for work" thing, it's always the same stuff. It's like some kind of law enforcement, and then everybody's like, "Well, we got to figure it out."
No one really knows. It's too complicated for me to explain to people without making a whole statement about it. So even the people who kind of know don't completely know. It's so secret that even I don't know what I do. Not really. And I promise you guys, I do have a job. I do. There is an actual thing that I do when I'm not playing around on YouTube and writing stories and stuff like that. Oh, Vamp Lugosi. Hey, Mr. X, what got you started in horror narration and what keeps you going? Love your content. XOXO. OK sign. Heart sign. Vamp Lugosi. Thank you so very much for your generous donation. I appreciate it. And although we haven't had very many conversations in the past, I'm astounded at your generosity right now. So, like I said before, I'm not going to beat it over your head because I know that's not why you sent that donation, but we appreciate you very much. So, to answer your question, what got me started was the fact that I used to listen to B Busta. He was the first person that I really got into listening, and I was inspired by him. And I've had a lot of nightmares and growing up. And what I was thinking was, you know what, these are pretty cool, these scary stories and stuff, but nobody's doing nightmares. And if you want to hear about crazy nightmares, I've got them. Just had one the other night. But I decided to make my channel based on that. So if you look back, the first few videos on my channel were based on my nightmares. And eventually people started I started running out of nightmares to write up that were interesting enough to carry a video, or so I thought. And I kind of wanted to expand a little bit. So lucky or unlucky for me, whether depends on how you look at it. I also had some paranormal things happen. So I started making videos on those. And it was between my paranormal experiences and those of my family members. And after a while, people started sending me emails saying, "Hey, Mr. X, this happened to me too. Can you share my story?" And that's where it really started to take off, where people were, I still have dozens and dozens of emails from people who wanted to tell me, "Hey, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to my grandfather. My mom grew up with this, and I've been running into people. Every person that moves in next door to me, and this is true, has had crazy supernatural encounters." So I don't know if there's just a lot of people in the world and you don't really know about that unless you ask, or if maybe I'm in an area that attracts people like that, or if it's me that attracts those people. Because there's been three different families moved into this area right next door to me. And the first one happened before I really opened started my YouTube channel. But since then, the two different families have both had people, one of them I had a story from, which was the El Cadejo story, the Hellhound story that I did a while back. And he sat right in this room that I'm sitting in now, and with tears in his eyes explained that story to me. And I was just typing away on my keyboard, writing my notes. And I was like, this is going online, sir. So yeah, hope that answers your question. And here we are today. I must have missed something or not. Yeah, Let's Read. Space Dude mentioned Let's Read. He's one of my favorites as well. I gotta think about who my top 5 or top 10 are, but Nick's is one of them. Let's Read is another one. Dr. Creepin, a couple other people. Yeah, Mad Mike, Dark Waters, Unit 522. There's several, but Let's Read was actually the first guy that believed in me enough to actually feature me on his channel, and I got several hundred subscribers from that. Shin Fits. Greetings, my friend. I'm going to tell you guys something that I probably shouldn't, because I don't want anybody asking Shin Fits any weird questions. But he and I actually went to high school together. So that's something. He's probably the only one of you who knows what I actually look like, and knew me long before I developed the voice that you hear right now. I don't think I had the same voice back in high school. But it's kind of funny. I wasn't expecting him here. It's good to see you, old friend. Creeps McPasta, your maker is very good, and so is man, I can't remember. I can't pick out who exactly it is, but there's a guy that's pretty big. He's not one of the biggest, but he has an extremely expressive way of reading. I believe it's King Spook I'm thinking of. Mr. Davis, another one of my favorites. Greetings, my friend, and a frequent collaborator. And Shinfits, I didn't know you were keeping up with my work here. It's it's humbling to know that you enjoy it, even though you know who I really am at the same time. I look forward to your story, unknown user. And yes, Mr. Davis, I am indeed back at it, or at least to some extent. While I can, I try to do what I can. All right, now I want to have some kind of saliva flying out of his mouth and like kind of stringing around. Like I might have to zoom in for that to get that effect that I want. Let's see. It's kind of difficult with this brush. I like the consistency. I like the consistency of using the same brush in a picture sometimes.
Son of Anarchy wants to know if you've read his email.
It depends on what email you're talking about. You've sent me a few. I've not had the chance to read all the emails that are in my inbox. I have about 15 of them that are still unread. Believe it or not, I'm a very busy man. A lot of people need my attention frequently, and most of that is to do, or a lot of that has to do with my job. So if I haven't gotten back to you, my friend, it's not because I don't love you. I certainly will. Thanks for reminding me. Okay. Now I wonder what it would look like if I just did something like this, a little eyeball type thing recessed down inside of his skull. Does this visually make sense to anyone? Or does it just look like a mess?
Well, no, I mean, I can definitely see. It looks more like a hound, honestly. Or at least to me it does.
Oh, I see. No, I see what you mean. Well, you know what? Maybe this will be a hound instead of a Wendigo.
I'm sorry.
No, there's nothing to be sorry about. If that's what it looks like, I have no problem. You see, this is the beauty of being a creator. I can choose for this to be whatever I want. Matter of fact, this is a teddy bear, guys. Um, I don't know who would give that to their child, but I don't
I
know
don't know.
if you want to train a
Yeah.
future demon hunter, give them this mr.xdreams teddy bear. Only $9.99.
I don't know why, but like it's back. For some reason, I just picture that that hound, the dog, whatever, just kind of rising up
Mm-hmm.
out of the earth, and that is just like a grassy, fleshy type thing on its back. I don't know. It's just really freaky
Yeah.
looking.
Oh well, that's what I want. That's what I'm going for. Freaky. Lost Company, greetings. I use a Blue Yeti microphone, not a pro version, just the regular one. Let's see here. Somebody trying to look back in the comments and see if I missed anything else. Chaos Theory Productions. If you'd like to talk about working together, send me an email. We'll talk about that. Roxana, greetings, my friend. I didn't see you there. Beautiful. Is that Nicole? I assume it's Nicole. You've been leaving a lot of nice comments on my videos recently. Thank you very much. I'm glad to see you. Ava Lynn, greetings, my friend. I'm glad you like the picture so far, Roxanne. I'm thinking about adding horns. And to do that, I might increase the size of this image. So let's see if we can do that. Or wait a minute, I need to increase the canvas size.
I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Hellboy, the first movie,
Oh, yes,
Samael,
yes,
the
yes.
Hellhound. Yeah,
Yep, I definitely see that. You know what? I'm
I
starting to
think it was on
wonder
the
if,
Del Toro talk earlier.
yeah, isn't that weird? That's a very interesting coincidence. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll just crop it to that. That is very interesting. Maybe I'm channeling my inner Del Toro right now. All right, so let's see about these horns.
I've actually just started reading the Hellboy comics.
I've never read any.
They're actually really good. And since there's not going to be a Hellboy 3, you got to get it somewhere.
Yeah, I did enjoy the movies. Trying to think of what kind of horns should I put on this thing. I'm kind of thinking antlers for some reason. Maybe
I
Something
don't know. I think.
sweeping like this.
Yeah. Okay, you're drawing. I was gonna say, what about something a little bit bigger? You know, like a ram type horn.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just seems like the deer antler is kind of overdone. It seems to diminish the monster a bit.
Hmm. Okay. Well,
Mostly because I see a
let's
lot of
go with
deer
that.
around here, and I'm like, they're not that scary. You know,
Yeah,
just
I've been seeing a lot fewer deer than I remember seeing. It's almost like they're um, I don't know, maybe they're dying out, or maybe they're just migrating somewhere else or something. I don't know. I
I
haven't
hope
seen a lot of
not.
deer lately.
They're beautiful creatures. But I mean, it could be like overhunting too. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think a lot of people are hunting them in the just on the highways of South Florida.
you'd be
There,
surprised.
well, yeah, there's hard times these days, with the economy and whatnot.
I don't know. Deer trophies are still a big thing. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, they just go out for the trophy.
Hmm. Yeah. So if you could just get it from the side of the highway, save yourself some gas money, why not? Yeah. I don't know what this thing is anymore. I, for those of you who recently tuned in, I set out tonight with no plans. It was decided by popular vote that we would go for a Wendigo drawing. Then I realized I didn't know how to draw a Wendigo. And now I realize I don't know how to draw a Wendigo. So what we get is whatever the heck this is.
I actually think it's pretty cool.
Thank you. It's certainly fun to draw, whatever it is. I can only take this horn but so far before it'll get lost in the background. I might have to erase some of what I have beneath it.
Samael's cousin. There you go.
Yeah, that's what this is. It's his slightly more flamboyant cousin with the horns and whatnot. Or did Samael have horns?
I don't believe so.
Hmm. All right. I think whenever I do finally get to complete my guided meditation videos, it'll probably be the first one that's written almost entirely on my phone because that's how I've been writing it. Just whenever I'm sitting around someplace, I just, I don't have my laptop with me. I have a few minutes if I'm waiting on something or someone. I'll just pull that phone out and just start typing up part of that journey, just constructing the journey that I'll be taking you guys on. And I really think that you're going to enjoy it. I did a Twitter poll a few days ago. Oh, is it somebody's leaving? Famine52, my clever subscriber. Have a good night. As I was saying, I did a poll recently about, what, and I don't want to get too much into the reasons why I asked this, but I probably will anyway. Probably just forget what I just said and continue on because I'm drawing. But I was thinking about what types of guided meditation you guys would enjoy. And the poll was giving the options of a peaceful, serene experience or a tense, unnerving experience or a scary experience, something kind of horror based. And much to my surprise, I was assuming that everybody would say, hey, we want the horror based one. But about, I think, 60% of the voters opted for the peaceful and serene, which was interesting. And I mean, it works for me because that was the planned first part of that series anyway. And the way I plan on doing it is pretty unique. I mean, I haven't seen anyone else do it on YouTube. It's not quite a hypnosis type situation because I'm certainly not well versed or qualified to do such a thing, but it's kind of me coaxing your mind into a relaxed state where you'll then be able to explore a world which I build around you verbally. And what I was saying in that Twitter poll and what's I'm actually looking forward to even more than the peaceful and serene one is basically a VR horror story, but the VR is your mind, it's your brain. And whether it's something that you'll just be, listening to help yourself go to sleep, for the horror one, I wouldn't recommend it because you might have nightmares. But if you take the time to relax yourself and let yourself go to that world, I think it's going to be a really great experience. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. I know I will.
Cody Watson actually has a great question, and it's, have you heard any deep sea stories?
Deep sea stories.
Yeah.
No. I have written one.
Really?
I'm writing another one. The Empty Man, it's kind of like
oh yeah,
that.
that's right, because of the
And
plane crash. Yeah, okay.
yeah, and I'm still working on. Well, it's been a while since I've worked on the sequel to that, which we're not going to get into any spoilers, but Nyx will hopefully be involved in the sequel to The Empty Man. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's a video on my channel. It's kind of a creepypasta. Not really. It's a somewhat creepy but intriguing story. It's meant to be a thought-provoking story. And it's on my channel. I have it posted on Let's Read's channel as well. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I'm proud of it. I enjoy it. I like it. So if you want to be ready for the sequel, which is coming in the indeterminate future, I'll let you know when it's actually coming out. And then you can go check that out around that time. So it'll be fresh in your memory. I like this. I like the way it's coming out.
Haley Bishop wants to know if you'd ever consider selling your art.
I am considering that. And I just don't know, number one, how I would do that. And if there's any investment involved, because there's whatever it is, I don't think that I have enough. As much as I love my subscribers and this tight knit community that we have here, I don't know if if there is a major initial investment in that, if I'll be getting a return on it anytime soon. So once maybe if the channel ever gets a little bit bigger and there's a more of a demand, I will definitely consider doing that. But I mean, it might just be that, you know, I can do this kind of a ones and twos and just sell whichever prints a handful of people want. If I could do that and satisfy some people at the same time, and you know, maybe make a little bit of a return on this investment of the time, and you know, the time and energy and money that I spend producing things for this channel, I would definitely do that, because this computer equipment and software and stuff is not free, unfortunately. But you know, I already have I would have had it anyway, even if I wasn't on YouTube, because this is a major stress reliever and hobby. It's been so in my life for many years now. I'm just flattered that anybody would even ask me that, because you know, for the fact that anyone, even one or two people, would be interested in paying money to get something that I, you know, a picture of something that I drew, that's really cool. Because I actually remember the very first drawing I ever made that I was conscious enough to be aware that I was trying to make a drawing. It was a picture of a gorilla, and it was just like 9 circles stacked on top of each other in a vaguely humanoid shape. And that was my first work of art. It looked ridiculous, but it was the first thing that I drew that I was proud of, and I thought it looked like a gorilla. And now I'm making tens of thousands of tiny circles to make whatever this is. It's funny how life works.
Have you ever thought about doing like a web comic? I mean, you like to write and you can draw.
I have a comic, actually. Let me see if there's a kind of a covert way of me being able to show that to you guys. 1 second. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second so I can look for this comic real quick. If you guys are interested, maybe I'll find a way to post it. I should have it somewhere on my computer.
It looks like Rad Love is going to have to leave soon.
Okay.
Ooh, The Dreamer would make an excellent comic.
I would love that. I'm glad you're aware of The Dreamer, Ari. Thank you for checking that out. All right, Rad Love. You have a good night, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right. Oh, I do have it up right now. Yeah, this is something that I drew up quite a while back, a few years ago, actually, when I was living in DC. If you give me 1 second, I'm going to pull it up and let you guys get a little sneak peek. And luckily, since so few people are watching this stream, I don't really have any reason to think that the idea would be stolen. So if it does happen to get out somewhere, I'll know that one of you 36 people must have leaked it, which will be fine. I'll just wait till somebody makes millions of dollars off of it, and then I'll pursue them that way. So this was all done on a tablet. And this is actually
Oh, wow.
kind of a before I really had a lot of practice drawing digitally. And I'll explain a little bit about the story after I finish scrolling through these. That's a baby, and that's the baby hitting the ground and splattering all over the place. But then that's the baby healing and growing into a large humanoid creature and then encountering a gigantic T-Rex. And up in the, if you look at the upper right-hand corner, that's butt cheeks. They're pretty shiny. Let's see this. Pretty sure there's more than that. Okay, there we go. More butt cheeks. And that's the end. That was issue 1 of a comic that I've been working on in my head for a long time. And I just haven't had a chance to really get back into it. Please tell me that everybody in the chat was able to see those images.
Oh,
Okay.
it looks, yeah, we got butt cheeks everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, not going to get too deeply into that, but someone said something about me being a butt man, and I won't comment. Yeah.
Little Snips Awesome wants to know if you had to give up either supernatural stuff or YouTube, which one would it be?
I would rather keep YouTube and not be accosted by anything supernatural for the rest of my life. That would be
Really?
fine because there are plenty of people who have supernatural bizarre experiences, and many of them talk to me. And that's really all I need for my channel to be able to survive. So if I had the option to give that up, I'd be more than happy to. I mean, and what's weird is that since I started this, I haven't even really been having nightmares as often as I used to.
Really?
Yeah, everything seems to have sort of calmed down for me, and it's really weird, but I'm happy about it. I mean, although I must admit, I do miss having terrifying nightmares more often. It's a weird situation to be in, but I do. I see it almost as kind of like a training, mental training when I have a nightmare like that. And I miss having it's almost on a nightly basis the opportunity to hone my skills in traversing the world of dreams and surviving attacks on my sanity perpetrated by my own brain and whatever else has influence over the dreams that I experience. You know, it's kind of a love-hate relationship that I had with those nightmares. Kind of more love than hate when I think about it.
I like my nightmares.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's very few people would probably say that except for people like us, you know.
I guess. I mean, they're interesting. I like to see where they go, you
Yeah,
know? I don't know. Maybe you're having fewer nightmares because you're actually where you're supposed to be now.
maybe that was my brain's way of trying to convince me to start putting stuff out there and talking about this stuff. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm just experimenting here now, kind of just fooling around with filling in the bone area.
Springtrap wants you to say Happy Mother's Day to her mom, Pumpkin Joanne. She's watching.
Ah, Pumpkin Joanne. That's a beautiful name. Happy Mother's Day, my friend. That's very nice. I'm glad that your mother is watching, and I hope that she lives to see 1,000 more Mother's Days. That would be nice. I often toy with the idea of living for 1,000 years. I wonder, I'm sure it would be kind of a blessing and a curse. I think we've talked about that before, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we did. Only 1,000 though?
1,000 is a good number.
I want it all.
You mean like
Forever.
billions?
Forever. Forever. Forever.
Well, as long as the Earth exists, right? I mean, would you want to just be
Mm,
floating in space after the Earth suffers a fiery death at the hands of the sun?
I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb and say if I'm gonna live forever, there's probably more past this earth, and hopefully I'll be able to like dimensional shift somewhere else.
Ah,
But yes,
so you're thinking real deep there.
yeah, it's like forever, forever. I meant it.
Mm, yeah.
I don't know. I have this thing about endings. I don't like endings. I want to see where it all goes, and but to finally get to the end, that's just not satisfying. I want more. I guess I'm greedy.
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting more. It's a natural thing. Hmm. I wonder if we'll live to see the day where human beings will extend their lifespan, you know,
I would
unnaturally, if you
love
will.
that. Do you
Yeah, I
think
think
it'll
I would
be
partake.
like more bionic or I don't know. Do you think there'll be like a magic pill somewhere? Some kind
Who,
of drug?
who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll unlock the secret of why people's cells tend to naturally degenerate. You know why? If we could figure that out and counteract it, who knows?
Oh my
Who knows
god.
what we could be capable of?
What is it they're studying now? It's a jellyfish, right? The Medusa jellyfish?
That sounds
Doesn't it
familiar.
regenerate? Like they're actually studying it to find out how it regenerates. It doesn't just heal itself, but its cells actually start regenerating. And I think, well, I don't want to say this because it might be wrong, but I think it actually can like its parts can like come off, and then those parts will actually start like in baby mode and then become a big thing again. But I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, it like reverts to a larval form.
Yeah, and then it grows
Grows up.
up again.
Yeah, so it would be like us turning back into a little baby Nix and a baby Mr. X, and then we just
Yeah.
grow up again and become YouTubers again.
I wonder if the jellyfish actually retains like memory. Like, don't earthworms do that? They have like genetic memory.
Yeah, they tested to see if it avoids certain things or if it shows a preference for certain things,
Yeah.
something like that. I recall seeing something about that.
I wonder if that jellyfish does too, because that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be. That's an interesting concept.
Who
Man.
knows? Maybe we'll all be jellyfish again.
Well, I don't know if I would splice myself with a jellyfish. It reminds me of the first X-Men movie when Senator Kelly tried to
Oh,
they turned him into a
yes.
mutant and he's like basically a human jellyfish and it's disgusting. And he
I
just
thought that was just the neatest thing.
yeah, that was really jacked up. Hmm. Let's see here. Jelly X. Yeah, that's a 1,000 years from now. On future YouTube 1000, there'll be a voice coming online saying, "Greetings, friends. I am Jelly X. Welcome to my dreams."
Oh my goodness.
That's gold right there. Well, Shin Fitz has a point. We do live significantly longer than people did back in the day. There was a time where the average lifespan of a human was like 25 years,
Yeah.
and now we got people living to 120. You know, that's crazy. It's 5 times more long-lived than some of our ancestors were.
You know,
Imagine.
yeah, but with that, I'm not exactly sure that I want to live to be 120 and my body actually be 120 years old.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be fun.
No. Maybe there's going to be like some kind of cloning process. I think I saw this in a movie where the body was cloned and then you just kind of like download your memories or whatever into the clone.
Mm.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. I could see something going badly wrong with that, though.
Oh, of course. But
I mean, the clones are not going to stand for that for too long, I don't think.
well, yeah, I guess there is a moral issue there, but
Yeah, I have a feeling.
we've got time to work that out. Don't worry about it. I don't know. Maybe we'll just one day become completely digital. Like,
That popped into my head, and I'm wondering, like, does that really constitute immortality? Like, will me, the me that's speaking right now, will I still be in existence as that digital form? I mean, I think the best that we'll be able to do with that is a, functional replicant.
like Blade Runner.
I guess so. Or, well, goodness, there's an episode of Black Mirror that does deal with this situation in an extremely fascinating way, and it's really messed up at the same time. Oh my goodness, there's been a lot of comments here. Oh,
Yeah, I just kind of looked down.
Pumpkin Joanne said, "Thank you, Ellie Mae." I guess that's someone's true name, which will not be repeated here. Thank you, Mr. X. Made my day. I'm glad to hear that. It's pretty late in the day, so that must mean that I just overcame a lot of other things that happened today. So I'm glad to hear that. Transhuman technology. That's that's it. It's kind of a scary thing, though. Hmm.
You got another donation.
Did we now?
The Night Companion.
The Night Companion. My dear acolyte. He's been following me for some time now. I've somewhat taken him under my wing. My friend, you're very generous. I appreciate that. He says, shadows move like waves of water. Spoken words reverberate truths of sound. But dreams are escapes from reality, and worlds created by gods of their own making. The Night Companion has spoken. Thank you, my friend, for your donation. I appreciate it. Luna Moonlight. I don't think I greeted you, my friend. Greetings. Was scared that you missed the stream since I started while you were at work. Well, I'm glad that you were able to make it. I see that earlier you said a flood of X's and Nixes. That would certainly be a sight to behold now, wouldn't it? I mean, what would we what would we do with all those copies of ourselves? Little baby X's and Nixes running around. Imagine that.
Put them in cold storage for organ donation. I don't
Yeah,
know.
for when we need new bodies.
I mean,
That's
it's kind of a horrible thing to say, but
that's actually perfect.
it's like I have two sisters. I know what that turns out. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, probably a good call. I have two sisters as well. One of them is a YouTuber that is way bigger than me.
I think I've seen her channel. She does like beauty stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That apple did fall a lot farther than my apple did from the tree, I guess. But hey, I don't think anybody wants to see me doing makeup and hair extensions and stuff like that.
No, I don't know. There's always an audience for everything.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. The Alystra Stardust. Oh, you remember me from Candyman. That was a fun role. I did a lot of research for that. Welcome. I'm glad you've decided to join us for your first stream. We've got I think I'm going to jump off of here in about 13 minutes when it strikes midnight, because then I'll turn into a pumpkin otherwise. But we've got some time.
DJ Dolly's here.
DJ Dolly, greetings, my friend. I don't think we've had the pleasure of conversation before.
Little Snips wants to know what your sister's channel is.
It's called, actually, Little Snips. Send me an email and I'll send it to you in there, because there's some information that might show up on her channel that might lead people to my identity.
Ooh.
So I have to be very careful. Who knows about that? Probably not a great thing to, start bragging about in front of a whole bunch of people when it's, so potentially secretive. But, we're all family here, right? Eve of Horror, greetings, my friend. Welcome. You came in at the tail end, but better late than never. I appreciate your presence here. Mr. X Cody Watson says, "Can you do my hair?" I can comb hair. I mean, having two sisters, I was many times the one who was asked to comb the girl's hair while my mom got ready or something like that. Or, and my mom knew that she could never ask my dad because he would ruin that. It's not part of his expertise. So it'd be me and my brother combing the girl's hair.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So, yeah, I guess it's kind of sweet if you think about it.
It really is. And honestly, like most guys, they don't know how to comb out a girl's hair. They really don't. And
yeah.
I don't know. Speaking from experience, that is like the best feeling ever. Just somebody, playing with your hair. It's
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, playing. I'm like a puppy. If somebody touches my scalp and just runs their fingers around on it, I can.
Yeah.
That's the fastest way to get me to go to sleep. Yeah, it's weird because kind of doesn't matter who it is. Like if a homeless guy just walked up and just started rubbing my head like that, like scratching the top of my head, I'll probably just fall asleep right where I'm at. Just cuddle up on a bench or something and just pass out. Pumpkin Joanne says it's 4:45 Sunday morning in the UK. That's where you're at, Springtrap. Wow, you guys are really dedicated. That's amazing that you're up so early. I would not get up that early for any reason. That's very nice. Thank you guys for being here.
It really is.
Let's see. Snip says she will never let anyone touch her hair.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, you're missing out there, buddy. In my opinion, anyway. Axeman says his hair is made of dynamite fuses and he'll explode if you light them. Next time it's your birthday, let me know and I'll send you a cake with sparklers. I think that'll, that would be funny to watch. You dodging all those little sparks flying all over the place. I think that'd be fun. Explode into confetti. Now that's like the opposite of anticlimactic, actually. That's pretty good. Avenged Peanut. Feel like I haven't heard from you in quite a while. Let's see.
Oh, wow. People were actually setting their alarms and everything. See, I told you people wanted to see you.
You did. And we've had a pretty consistent audience of 30 to 35 people. And I don't even know 35 people that would show up in the middle of the night in real life to come see me.
That's true.
So you guys are very special to me. I want you to know that. I think you do by now. I love you too. Luna Moonlight was nice enough to remind me that.
You're in Australia? Horror night? Oh my god. I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Wait, who's in Australia?
Horror night.
Oh. 3 PM in Australia. That's a pretty good time. But still, I mean, I'm glad that you're here. That's really awesome that you guys are all over the world and you're spending time with me. It's really awesome. I tell you the truth, man. I never thought that somebody from across the planet on the other side of the world would be listening to us talk and talking with us, having a conversation and a dialogue. This is really a fascinating world that we live in, that we can just on the spur of a moment just say, hey, you know what, let's go online and talk to some people. And somebody's like, yeah, hey, what's up? I'm in Denmark. And, hey, I'm in the Netherlands. I'm in Australia. I'm in the UK. It's nuts when you really think about it. I mean, I've been to a couple of places and it takes a long time to get there if you go there physically, but yet we can be so connected in an instant. I don't do too much communicating with people in those areas of the world, far away places, except for these live streams. And then, in a more indirect way, my people who watch my YouTube videos. But to compare the amount of work and time and effort that it takes to physically get there versus just for your voice to be heard and for somebody to talk back and forth with you, it's really inspiring. It's one of the things that kind of can give you a little bit more faith in the human race until somebody goes on TV and just removes it from you again, just takes it back away.
I don't know. Ari, I don't know. His comment's sweet, but it's a little sad. Don't feel lonely. It's fixing to leave. Give me a minute. Let's see, Mr. X. I don't stay on chats for too long. They always make me feel lonelier. But just wanted to show my love your work, and look forward to future vids. Take care. That's
Ari.
so sad.
Well, I hope you're still on to hear this, because I want you to know that you're not alone. You're among friends right now. And as long as you're here, you will be. I'm fortunate enough to have somehow gathered an amazing group of people, the most beautiful and inspiring and supportive community anywhere on YouTube that I've seen personally. And it's not just me saying that. There's other larger narrators have said that to me as well. That they don't know a more supportive and more positive, generally, group of people than the people that interact with my channel. That's absolutely true. And when you're here, that's where you're at. You're with us. You're with that type of person. I have yet to be subjected to. I'm sure it'll come eventually. The more people get involved with something, the more likely you are to encounter people who are out to, bring negativity. But as of right now, it's really not a thing. So right now, there's really not much for you to worry about there in that department. So just remember that when you do have a chance to, a minute or two, to come over and talk with us. You're not alone.
It looks like Raven's Revenge is kind of in the same boat. She answered to Ari, or they don't have any real life friends, but they feel so close in this community. I was the same way. I was real introverted. I didn't have a lot of friends. When I was in school, I had 2 friends, like people I would consider friends. And, that's it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's enough. And then sometimes just reaching out into communities like this. I mean, we're not alone. We're really not.
Mm-hmm.
And we should never think that we are. And if you are feeling a little lonely, we're just a click away.
Yep, absolutely.
I know you answer people anytime anybody comes on, comments on my channel or whatever, I'm right there. Sometimes it might take me a day depending on what I'm doing, but I answer everybody and I'll talk to everybody.
Yep. Yeah, but it's important to do that when you can, like it's not always going to be possible, but right now we're small enough channels where we can afford to do that. We're not getting bombarded with 40,000 comments.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's, I understand it's a little harder for bigger channels, but with us, we can definitely stand to do that. Son of Anarchy, good night, my friend. Thanks for joining us. DJ Dolly, you're an artist and you tell scary stories. Very interesting. Unknown user, I'll check that email from you very soon. Not to worry. Mending Wall says, well said. I appreciate that. Let's see. Lost Company. I do try to be a gentleman whenever the situation is appropriate. And sometimes even when I kind of have to go out of my way. Yeah, I'll leave that there. Brian Stevens, greetings, friend. Am I doing any more Afghan-Iraq war horror stories? Well, I don't personally have any that I could share because of, it's when you've been to a place like Afghanistan or Iraq, it's kind of hard to decide in a public forum what and what not you can say. And it's usually best to just not say anything, if you don't have to. And so like some of you might have seen my Afghan werewolf story. That was a personal story that I'm starting to think might have been kind of a glitch in the matrix type of situation because no one else that was there with me seems to recall it the way that I do. But I kind of struggled with having that video up for quite a while. I took it down for several months, and I just recently put it back up there. I'll probably take it down again if I get nervous or if I feel funny, at a later time. But sometimes you just think like, maybe I just shouldn't talk about this at all. It's just better for no one to call anything into question and wonder, hey, why is this guy talking about this operation or this situation or this time frame or what was happening? So, I tried to be vague. I changed a lot of details from real life into to kind of protect myself and other people involved in that. But still, it just feels queasy sometimes. So don't be surprised if that video disappears.
You got another donation.
Did I? I didn't.
Mullenham? Is that how you say it?
Mullen M. Wow. I believe they're from Denmark. So I've never seen that designation for the type of currency, but thank you very much. I don't think I've spoken to you in the comments of videos very often, so
Wow.
I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage, but from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very, very much for your generosity. You guys have been doing really, a lot tonight. This is the first time I've ever done a stream that had super chat, and I've got several wonderful, generous donations from you guys. I really, really appreciate those. And like I said before, I'm not going to beat you up over it because I know that's not why you did it. But, we're going to put that money to good use. And thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, by the way, Mullen M. All right, Shinfitz, good night, my friend. We'll have to talk offline at some point, catch up. We actually haven't spoken in quite a while. And thank you, Pumpkin Joanne. That's very nice of you to pitch in. And you see, that's exactly the type of thing I'm talking about. This community. You guys, somebody says they're in pain or that they're in trouble or they're feeling in a bad way. People come out and people talk and say they offer their support. They offer love and kindness the way people should in this world. And it just doesn't happen often enough. And I'm beyond honored. It's my privilege to be any part of such feelings being shared. And this takes me back to, my first live stream, I believe it was the first one that I ever did, where someone who was in the chat tonight said that they were having problems with their family. And even back then, when I only had a relative handful of subscribers, people came out and said, hey, you know what? You're not alone. It happened even from the earliest of times. And I think you might have something, you might be right about that theory that you had, Nix, as far as me not having as many nightmares anymore. Maybe that's because I've responded to some kind of calling.
I really think so.
That's maybe my mind is more at ease because of that. And that's something I'm going to really ponder on for the next few months.
Well, it's been my experience that whenever you're supposed to go in a certain direction in life or whatever, and if you're not listening to the universe, it puts you through hell until you do listen.
Yeah.
And then everything falls into place. So
No, I certainly can't argue with that.
yeah, these people are great. These comments are great.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love this.
Evelyn, I'm glad you like the picture. I'm still just kind of messing around.
I think it
Trying
looks awesome.
things. Thank you.
I'm really serious though. I think you should like really sit down and think about the whole comic thing again.
I really, I fully intend on eventually getting into, doing comics. I've been to a couple of times when I went to cons. I spoke to indie comic artists and stuff to see, what information they could share with me, what advice they had about how to, how to go about getting into that industry. I'm not, I don't know if I want to get into the industry, but I would at least like to produce my comics and release them in a format, in a way that, I could at least share them with people. You know, I would definitely love to do that one day. But that's honestly, I could not be a YouTuber, do YouTube, and produce comics at the same time.
No, you really couldn't.
Yeah, it's really because the YouTube takes up so much time. Every minute of YouTube video that you guys see represents, you know, probably 20 minutes of work, realistically, at least. So if I give you a 10-minute video, that's like 200 minutes minimum of me physically working on that, and that's probably too low. It's probably more than that, especially when when it's a script, like an original story that I wrote. That's a whole different ball game. Let's see. Maybe I should.
Unknown
I'll
user,
leave it
I
there.
guess, really wants to get your feedback on their email about whether or not their experience was a glitch in the matrix or
Oh, okay.
reality.
I will get to that as soon as I can. Roxana, thanks. I'm glad you enjoy our videos. Big bad guy, greetings. I'm I definitely wish that I had 8 more hours a day and I would be working on comics. Trust me. Mike Fox, greetings, my friend. When you're an artist right now, I'm drawing a creature with a Oh, Mike Fox, I'd like for you to expand on your comment about being unsure of your creature design that you're working on, because I might be able to give you a little bit of advice. Just give me a little bit more information. You know what,
Let's see.
Snips?
Brian's.
You can
Sorry.
definitely. No, you're fine. I just want to address Snips's comment. She says that she would like to learn to draw, but she could never. She doesn't think she could. But let me tell you something. I thought the same about myself not too long ago. You just have to get whatever. I mean, if you want to do digital drawing, get whatever you can. You know, the cheapest tablet that has a pen that you can get, and draw whatever you can, and keep drawing. Challenge yourself, build on your skills, watch other people, look and see what they do, what techniques they have, and you'll get there eventually. 0072. All right. Good night, my friend. If you're already leaving, I definitely know what you're going through. I sometimes have to get up early on Sunday as well, but luckily not tomorrow. Roseanne asks, I spoke about this earlier. It was Hit Film. Hit Film is the program that I use for creating videos. And let's see here. Horror Night. I think that you fall right up underneath that advice I just gave to Snips. I know you can do art. You just gotta practice. Let's see here. Mike Fox. 4th year of drawing. Practice and develop your own art style. That's excellent advice. I feel like I'm a little bit behind on these.
Let's see. I think it was Brian. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. They wanted to know if this was in connection with a story, but no, this is just goofing off.
Yep, I'm just.
This masterpiece is just goofing off.
I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but it's I like it. I like it. I'm glad some of you guys like it too.
Night Companion. Did you really do that? He said that he took your vampire drawing and canvas and enlarged it. See, I told you there is a market for your stuff.
That's cool. And that would be, I mean, if you want to scare everybody that tries to come into your man cave, that's probably the way to do it. I'm flattered though. That's really cool. And hey, you just paid for your you just paid for that. It's almost like you bought it from me.
See?
There you go. Maybe that's why he did the donation. Maybe he felt guilty. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, I mean, I keep being a little lazy, I guess, and not looking up anything about how to actually go about doing that. But I'm definitely want to look at it.
I mean, I can kind of understand why, because that means that there's going to be a lot more work for you. And
yeah,
you're already, pretty tied down as it is. But on the other hand, it is revenue if you can get it off the ground.
Yeah. I kind of dread the idea of starting anything else,
Yeah, I know.
because of how much work this already takes as it is. But if it's something that's in demand, and I'll make some kind of gain off of it, it's definitely considerable. It's definitely something I'd consider.
Maybe you should start doing like drawings for other channels. Get more people interested in your stuff first. Make a demand.
I've actually been doing that. I mean, on Twitter, usually if somebody has a cool character design that inspires me, I will draw a picture of it in my own way. And I did it for Mr. Scarecrow, another one of my favorites. I did it for Unit 522. I did it for Corpse Husband. I have several others planned, and it's always fun to give my own interpretation of something that's already known to others. And yeah, I love doing that. I don't know if I've gotten a lot of dividends back from doing that, but it's definitely fun.
Yeah, it may be just one of those things that just takes time. People might need to just realize, that that's something that's hand drawn specifically for this story. It's not, something that's been pulled off of Google Images or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about inspiration for me. I mean, and I'm not anybody who watches these streams knows that I'm not ashamed of pulling an image off of Google just to use it as a kind of a template for a second before I delete it, like I did with the green dog man, the camping video. I think we did that live, and I used that technique. And no, Snips, I would never allow anyone to put makeup on me. I don't like that. I don't like seeing makeup on anyone. I might be weird in that, but I prefer the look of natural skin over that of makeup, even if there are blemishes and stuff like that.
Just a more natural look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's just me. I have nothing against it. The witches. Oh, that's old school. Vamp Lugosi. That's old school. And I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that movie since I was a boy.
That is a pretty old one.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. All right. So Mike Fox responded. And simplistic design, the shape of a rook, lacks legs, has a shield on its chest. Well, Mike Fox, have you considered doing like a storyboard style, just drawing different shapes, throwing a bunch of stuff in there and seeing what sticks, seeing what profiles actually speak to you, what you want to continue working on and refining? That's a technique that I've gotten to use if I'm trying to come up with a logo for someone or something like that. Just start drawing, start doodling and sketching small versions of, different shapes, throw together different combinations, and maybe you'll see something that catches your eye. Yeah, let's see here. Okay. I'll give you back your position with the comment stuff for a minute. I know I've been stepping on your toes, Nix.
No, it's fine. I know they want to hear from you directly anyway. I'm just here to make sure you don't fall too far behind.
Yeah, well, you're appreciated. Okay. All right. I think can't really think of anything else I want to do with this.
He looks done, honestly.
Yeah, I think too much more will start to just go a little too far. Eventually, it just gets annoying, and it's time to finish. All right. I didn't want to leave you guys with an unfinished sketch. So I think we're going to wrap this up in a few minutes. We're about 20 minutes overdue.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of people here. Normally by the end,
Yeah, it starts
about
to
half of them kind of leave.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Luna Moonlight.
Okay, Mullen M is leaving. Good night, my friend. Knight Companion, my acolyte, you will certainly get an autograph if I'm ever able to deliver it to you. Oh my gosh, Pumpkin Joanne. She says, if you could see me now without makeup, I look like something from the paranormal.
Oh no.
I'm sure you are absolutely gorgeous on this wonderful Mother's Day, my friend.
Vamp says it needs a bow tie.
That is hilarious.
Bow ties are cool.
Yeah, I kind of want to draw one right now, but I don't really know how to fit it in there without making him look like a Chippendales dancer. If anybody remembers that.
Oh my
Gotta,
goodness.
you got to be over 30 to get that reference. I don't think anybody talks about that anymore.
Well, they just had that new Magic Mike movie, right? I mean, that's close.
Yeah, I would have to use that reference. I would have to say Magic Mike instead of Chippendales, because I don't even think Chippendales is a real thing anymore.
Like, really? Well, I haven't. Okay, the only male review that I've seen advertised lately is like the Thunder from Down Under. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and that was still a couple of years back. So,
Yeah. Let's see here.
Mike Fox wants to know if it's all right to use your likeness in his comic book.
Well, as long as it's not a copy paste. Yeah, I mean, that would be weird. But yeah, if you wanted to base a character off of me, make sure I get to see that, because that would be the most epic thing ever. That'd be awesome. I'd be completely honored. A 2 sentence horror story right now. Hmm. Snips is asking for one. That's really difficult. I'm afraid I'm not quite at the level of freestyling a 2 sentence horror story off the top of my head at a moment's notice, but I do have a, I do have one that I wrote down the other day. Let me just see if I can pick it up on my phone. Hopefully this will suffice.
Ava Lynn says they know the Chippendales from the Chris Farley SNL skit. That was hilarious. Did you happen to
Oh
see
yeah.
that?
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
I love Chris Farley. He was so awesome. It's like, I don't know what happened to Adam Sandler. He used to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That's probably the third time I've heard that in the past week.
Seriously?
Yeah, a lot of people are. Is he coming out with a movie soon or something? Because
I
I
think
heard him on a
so.
podcast. I heard someone else talking about him, and now this.
And he's got some stuff on Netflix too that's
Yeah,
just kind of come up. And I don't know. I used to love him. I mean, maybe it was just the time, the 90s. He's very 90s.
yeah.
And now he's just
Maybe he just never
old.
evolved past that, or
Maybe.
maybe people are just expecting too much. I mean, it's people that were alive in the '90s and watched him, and they were entertained by him, but they don't realize that the things that he said and did in the '90s are not really what people want to hear today for the most part.
Yeah.
Nobody in the '90s comedy doesn't really work now
I'll
in
tell
many
you what though. Like if you go back further, like 60s and 70s, oh my, I watched a Richard Pryor special not too long ago.
mm,
Still, and it might just be because, he's just awesome, it's Richard
yeah.
Pryor.
Some people are timeless and their skills
Yeah.
are timeless.
It's like I was searching through Netflix, couldn't sleep, and I saw a Sam Kinison special and I was like, "Oh my god, there are actually funny comedians out there. They may be dead, but I still have stuff to watch."
Yep. Yeah, there's plenty of material out there. Oh, good night, Roxana. I know it was probably a minute ago that she said that, but there you go. Rescue Rangers. I used to watch that.
Oh, and DuckTales. Oh, I love DuckTales.
They're making a new series of DuckTales.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they gonna screw it up?
Uh, I I think they
Yeah.
might.
Yeah. You know,
There's a trailer of it,
is
and
there?
yeah, it's questionable.
Does it still look hand drawn, or is it like that new variety of cartoon where it looks all CG and crappy?
It looks like it doesn't look hand drawn. Well, it does. I think it is hand drawn, but it's probably assisted by whatever computer animation software that they have
Yeah.
these days. But it doesn't look bad. It's just the character designs they're just simplified in ways that just look kind of lazy to me. And Scrooge McDuck is now like in basically an old Indiana Jones type character. Like he actually does adventures and stuff. And
Really?
yeah, it's weird.
That's not what that was about.
Yeah, yeah. Good
I
night,
mean,
Axeman. I think Axeman is out. Good night, my friend.
oh, good
And
night.
Famine 52 is back. You didn't miss much. We were just kind of chatting as usual. Yeah. I don't remember Scrooge McDuck earning his fortune in any respectable way.
No, no, he
And
was always the business miser guy,
yeah,
and it was the nephews, it was the kids that got him in trouble.
yeah. In the
Now
in
it's
the
the father.
trailer, he's like they're getting in trouble, and he's coming in swinging on a rope like Indiana Jones to rescue them, and he's jumping. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It's
No, I always remember him as like the reluctant traveler or whatever.
yeah,
He was never if he was somewhere he didn't want to be there, you know? I mean, that was the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, like just in general, like he never
Yeah.
wants to be anywhere.
Mm. I don't know. I'm not going to watch that.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm just
And
not
I
going
don't
to
I
do it.
don't think it's for us anyway. So whatever.
Well, they shouldn't be polluting the young minds with it either. If they want DuckTales, they need to go dig them up from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, just put it back on, put the DVD on sale. Why not?
Exactly.
Let me try one more thing. Fade.
Oh, hello, big bad guy. This is his first time in the live stream. I'm assuming it's a guy. I hope you're a guy.
Oh, well, I think that's a fair guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
But all right. Man, I certainly see now a whole bunch of chats just popped in to my window. So I don't wonder if I'm having trouble. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, good. Because I just had a bunch of like lagging comments just come up. I'm glad Big Bad Guy was able to make it though. Thanks for coming by. Hope you'll be on live streams in the future too. Because these usually and I really enjoy these things. And let me just take a moment, because we're winding down here, to thank the lovely Nyx for being here every single time I need her. She's just an email away and always ready to rock and roll with these live streams. So, my friend, I really appreciate it as always.
No need, honestly. I mean, I love it. I love being here. The community's great. The streams are fun. It's something to do.
It is. It is. Let me see here. All right. I need to turn this off because I'm just gonna keep adding to it and messing around with it until it's no longer good looking.
Well, just save it
All
because
right.
you can
Yeah.
probably use it for another story.
Yeah. I might just put this as the cover of the, like the cover image of this live stream after the fact.
That'd be
Wow.
cool.
Did I seriously misspell Wendigo? I forgot the N.
Did you?
Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, my friends, this has been a 2.5 hour live stream. It's been a fun one. Very memorable. Had some new faces in here. Happy Mother's Day again, my friend. Pumpkin. Let's see. Just going to make sure that I get everybody else that I can. Yes, Snips, you've definitely been in most of the live streams. Unfortunately, unknown. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to tell a story right now. But you can, there's plenty of stories on my channel if you really, really want to hear one right this minute. So here, Raven's Revenge said, "Thank you for your company and positive comments for us lonely people. Appreciate and love you all." Well, we appreciate and love you too. And Lance, thanks for hanging out. You've been here the whole time. Appreciate it. I don't know if it's maybe it's a British Mother's Day or something, but
Yeah, I think it's
it's
Sunday over there now.
yeah.
Yeah?
Wait a minute. Is it
Wait,
Mother's
no?
Day? Is it Mother's Day today as well over here, like in the States?
Dude, it better not be or I'm in
Uh,
trouble.
yeah.
It sounds like you are too.
Let me look this
I
up
don't think it is.
real quick. When is Mother's Day 2016? Okay, it's in May, Sunday, May 14th. Okay, thankfully.
So is it Saturday
Hmm.
there or Sunday there?
Oh, I guess it's Sunday over in the UK already. But hey, Pumpkin Joanne, is it Mother's Day in the UK right now? Hmm. Yep, it's March 26th. I just looked it up.
Wow.
Sunday, March 26th is the UK Mother's Day.
Well, why do we have a different one?
I don't know. Maybe we don't care as much about our mothers, so we're willing to make them wait another 2 months.
No, no. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, that should all be the same day internationally.
I agree, but we're making our mothers wait for 2 more excruciating months.
We're
It's
horrible
kind of
people.
jacked up. Yeah, I don't like that. All
Or
right.
you could just look at it like it's Mother's Day every day.
Yeah, yeah, that's an easy out. Let me see here. I need to make sure that I thank all of our super chat people.
Fear the Great White looks like they're leaving.
All right, my friend. Another huge thank you goes out to Mullen M, Mending Wall, Night Companion, and I know I'm missing a couple. Phantom Knight 24 was definitely on there. You know what? I'm going to start keeping a log if this becomes a thing because we definitely need to.
To thank all the people, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And Vox, yeah, I do believe this is going to go up on the channel afterwards, right? X,
What?
the stream.
Oh, yes. Yes, it
Yes.
will.
So Vox, you will be able to see all of it. I'm sorry you got
Yep.
here so late.
Yeah. No worries. But yeah, it'll all be there waiting for you. And I do not feel comfortable getting off of this until I make sure that I've said thank you to everybody who did a super chat, especially. Although you guys know I love you all equally, and then I'm thankful for every single one of you, regardless of whether you send a super chat donation or not. That's not in question here. I just feel like gotta give a special shout out there. I think I got everybody. It's not. I can't see any other way of looking everybody up. But Mullen M, Mending Wall, Phantom 24, Phantom Knight 24, and Night Companion. You guys are very generous, and we appreciate your donations very much. And if there's anyone that I'm forgetting on that, I sincerely apologize because I really can't. I can't find any actual record of it. But hey, you guys know that we love you, and I hope that you have a wonderful night. Be safe. Enjoy your Mother's Day if you're in that part of the world. And wherever you are, just remember that you're never really alone. There are people out there, there are people here, just waiting to give you that little push that you need. So, with that said, do you have anything to add, Nix?
Just good night, guys. I love you all. Thank you for all the support. And it's great being here.
All right. Hey, I'm getting to that, Luna. Don't worry. I try to say my catchphrase at the end of the stream as well, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys are all wait a second.
What? What did you do?
Okay. No, we're good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If anybody here is not subscribed to Nick's, you can rectify that by going to Penny Dreadful Moment. And let me see. Is that in the? I need to add that. I need to add your link into the default description box
Yes, you
over
do.
there. And I don't. I'm just realizing that it's not in there. All right, but
For any of you who aren't subscribed that do want to check out my channel, though, I just had 2 really long uploads. One was a 40-minute creepypasta, and the other one was a collaboration with a whole bunch of other female narrators that I'm very proud of. And the next upload should be next Wednesday, and it's going to be something a little bit different. It is not creepypasta. It is going to be a classic sci-fi, and it's going to be a chapter. So there will be lots of installments, hopefully, if everybody likes it. So we'll see how that goes.
very nice. And I'm adding this right now. Your channel link.
Yay.
I did listen to that, the 40-minute one. That was awesome.
Did you like it?
I really enjoyed that.
Oh, I loved that character.
Yeah, that was really good. And you did an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I still have to listen to the hour-long one and the other one.
That one's I'm really proud of that one. I'm really proud of the collaboration.
Is
It's a
that
little bit different.
the fairer sex one? Is that
Yeah.
the one with all the different narrators in it?
It's with strictly female narrators, but yeah, I think there's like 5 people there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be listening.
I don't actually do a story in it, but I do like little narration quips about each story, like throughout the whole thing. And it was really fun to put together.
Very nice. Well, I think we all know what we're going to be doing for the next hour of our night. I'll be listening to that very soon. All right, my friends, it's time for us to go. So, good night. I'm Mr. X, and may your nights be full of dreams. And now I awkwardly will end the broadcast.
Oh, you're so awesome.
Take it easy, guys. Love you.